I'm gonna be taking out Camille. I legitimately think that Tang Tang's better.
What colors will
I think Tang Tang's better. Just because it's more of an arts team. Granted, I was also using...
Don't mind me. I'll keep up with you.
Long skill, long character. Honestly, Tang Tang might just be better. I think I need a lot more DPS, I realized.
Let's feast.
Look, I did better the first round, the second round, not so much.
None shall live.
my own mistake. Fuck!
None shall live.
Wow, you can actually do that?
Way more damage! Way more damage, but I have a bad.
Wolves, let's feast.
Okay, thank you, game. I'm getting to risky. Stop!
None shall live.
I can't do anything out there around. Bruh, I gotta do shit! 'Cause I have no fucking Vanguard! I can't do shit. That didn't count.
feast. It was harder than I thought. But we are the victors.
I'm sorry, Camille. You just did not do enough DPS. It has been almost 3 hours of attempts. Not actually. Like, 3 hours of the session. So taking consideration head on scene and whatnot. But an actual, like, clear wise for this highest risk. The biggest issue was me taking too much damage and dying. Or when I kind of slowly realized I just don't have enough DPS. Which in turn comes back to, you know, living. Because if I can kill quickly, then I don't have to worry about getting hit as often, which means I live longer. The issue for E2, good fucking luck with that. That's all I can really say. But my second, or I guess third goal, maybe, I don't know what you'd like to say, kind of the goal that I decided to, you know, yes, a couple days ago, I should say, was going for risk 28. We got risk 29. This is also, of course, thanks to the new risks involved. I just don't see myself going any further because I'm either losing out on enough damage per second, DPS it, and or I'm just taking so much damage that I'm just dying. And it doesn't help that I'm forced to use the Stella if I want to go for a high risk. Because a lot of the risks for a Stella are really free. Are legitimately free. Or like a more possible. Because a lot of the risk on the left side comes down to damage per second. Which I don't have for E2. So I am forced to go to the right side of wrist, and that means I'm forced to use a Stella. Because if I don't use a Stella, I am also screwed in a lot of other ways than just DPS. So, the fact I managed to actually live there again, because I keep dying because of a Stella, like, we did pretty good, I would say, up until. But what is the main thing I learned? Tang is just way too good of an operator. Like, I feel like a lot of people just overlooked Tang and Rossi. Yes, they have support capabilities and have some functions into the teamwork that is really good. But both Rossi and Tang hit fucking hard. And Camille just doesn't have that. Or at least it's because I just don't have the proper equipment. By the way, Camille, getting proper equipment for at least for E2 is not great at all, because there's not really much equipment that really helps get his agility up, which is his main stat, versus his intellect. I can go his intellect a lot higher because one of them focused on intellect, but if I go for, let's say, agility as the main focus, I lose out on a lot of intellect for, what is it, strength, I think, or is it will? One or the other, that's like the main stats of like the main sets. And then the side set, you only have like one. It's not good, mates. It's not good. Like, I would have to, I might be able to find something better for Camille, but we did get 4 higher risk. If I remember correctly, most of it's similar. The side things are 2 from the additional freezing risk side of things. You have the at 1 point with the getting the final strike to getting SP recovery. That one is free. because I'm forced to continuously attack, a lot of people are used to not attacking because they're trying to run away and trying to dodge with Mire. But for me, I'm used to that. So that is honestly a free risk. And then the only addition is the damage output that the enemies have. Going any higher, I don't know. I don't know what to really say. Like, I don't think it's possible. Or it's just gonna take so long that it's like, I might as well say, fuck everything else. And I just don't think people would like that. Because, you know, there's also current events in Arknights right now. So, you know. This, in theory, would normally be okay, but because the alpha is pretty much an upgrade version, it means that they're stronger. This is essentially saying, hey, you're switching the heavy rams and the heavy steams in the third and fourth waves to be stronger. Not just in strength, but in HP, in defense, whatever other stats that the game tries to figure out. That alone makes this risk by itself possible. Any other additional risks alongside of? Too much. Too much. It's just enough of a stat increase that the third and fourth wave probably wouldn't be possible with E2. With the additional risks. So I would love these to just be the same stats, but then like they have less stagger, but that's not the case. So rip 2 and 3 points. This, with how much I'm dying already, is the reason why I don't do Toxic Residue. Toxic Residue would work if I was able to heal, but there's so many risks that say fuck you for trying to heal that, on top of the fact that I also need DPS, it's just not worth worrying about or trying to worry about. This honestly could work in Casement, because I am trying to continuously use it. The only issue is that I keep getting vulnerability stacks on the enemy because of my brain's being super right now. Name Stella. So this could work, but it could also be a double-edged blade because of using Stella. So that's a possibility of an additional risk. This, not really a bad thing. Like, I'm not really doing damage with my ultimates, so I could do bent edges too. It's a possibility, but I think I'm done with high risk clears. So that, if I had to go any further, I think this and this could work. So 32 is possible, but right now, I put that in my head to think if I'm going to go for that or not. Anything when it comes to making enemies tankier or taking longer is going to be a possibility. On top, like, these 3 sets of risks here, I can't do. If I'm going to go for weaken, I cannot do these. And this is honestly the most points per reduction in stats I could go for. If this weaken buff was even more of a reduction in attributes, not possible. It's just not possible. And this. I think if I had to say, this would be another one of those that's like, I think could be another possibility. Well, it's just trying to dodge and make sure I dodge through things. Like, this would be the last tag I could possibly add in and do, under the pretense that I could somehow take no damage or very little damage, or get very little times I get hit. There we go. Because if I get hit, that's at least a guaranteed 4th or more damage taken. And that's a lot. Trust me, Like, some attacks just one-shot. Just straight up one-shot. With some of my operators. Like, over 5k plus damage. And I know for upgraded teams, you're usually above 10k. Bro, guys, E2, you don't have that luxury. So at this point, if I had to say which ones I could possibly get away with, this one, and this one, and this one. At most 34. Because the rest come down to just not having enough damage. This one just being really bullshit. The only other one, maybe, which I don't see happening, is trying to go for, like, Mire. But the issue with Mire is, like, you know, I have to dodge. I can't just not dodge, on top of the fact of how much damage. Close. It's so close. I know I could I get 36 realistically? Maybe, but I just don't have the damage to be able to do some shenanigans. Like, for example, like, I know I could probably do this if I was able to run around more and not have to worry about doing damage myself. Like this tag and this tag is pretty much like I could do if I had more damage. Maybe more HP as well, but I either do weaken 3 or do some weird, like, maybe not weaken 3. No, weaken 3. Weaken 3 doesn't really lower your damage all too much, so I can still go with it. It wouldn't really make a difference or not, you know. Now, if I had to say, as I already said many multiple times already, at this point, if I had a full team, I'd obviously be 40 plus by now. It'd be very easy to get 40 plus. I think people are overestimating the difficulty of this. Give a couple hours of attempts, and you can do 40 plus with a build team. If you, of course, have the right offerings. Tang, Levitain, Camille, and then add in your Gilberta, your Wolfguard, and then the Stella. Wolfguard and Stella everyone has. It's just trying to get that fire elemental going, which you can easily do lots of damage from that. You don't need Gilberta, and it's not necessary. But for me, it's like, doesn't matter, Gilberta, Tang, Camille, Rossi. The biggest issue, though, is kind of the damage output. But again, it comes down to if I got a full team, that wouldn't really matter to begin with, because I know I'd be able to do enough damage easily compared to this. But I think going 28 in its own right is really good. Like, getting half the stats on top of not getting gold gear in its own right of, like, risks, quote-unquote, at this point it'd be like 50. I'd be 50 risks, because both of those tags would be 10. Those both would be 10. Way off center in terms of stats, but like that again, E2 is such a stat restriction and gear restriction. I kind of wish E2 had gold gear, because I know with gold gear that would be even more stats, and I could probably go higher risk. I could probably get to 35 easily with gold gear at E2. But you don't have the luxury to use gold gear, so, because you're E3 to get gold gear. I could go to E3, not level anyone, and just unlock the option for gold gear, and boom, there you go. You could do that. I know that's something that, Cookie, was, I think, partially trying to figure out when I talked to him also ago, way prior, like maybe about a couple of weeks, I should say, before CC. I was talking to him, and that's like, to me, I wouldn't be surprised if he was to take it out of consideration of, you can E2 with gold gear, but it'd just be going to E3 and unlocking the gold gear option, but not doing anything else with levels, skills, or whatnot. You could technically do that, in theory, but technically you're not E3 anymore for your characters, or not E2 for your characters, or E3. So technically you're not E3 anymore, so that's why they don't do it, even though it's like a small little change. Makes a huge impact. I 100% believe at least being like E3 would be such a huge boon, at least for the gold gear alone. It's just, I know what's possible. I know what's possible with gold gear. On top of armor essencing, or gear essencing, I don't know what the exact term is. I haven't even done the mission for it yet. But you can technically essence in about roundabout way, by the way, which I think is kind of funny. So you can essence without doing the essence mission for the armors, gear, I should say. Anyway. Okay, with that out of the way, we are going to remove a lot of tags here.